Hello everyone, I'm thrilled you've picked up a search for meaning, finding purpose in suffering. For years, I've stood on stages, written articles, and shared ideas designed to ignite the spark within you, to help you live a more fulfilling and purposeful life. This book, however, is different. It's not just about achieving goals or climbing the ladder of success. It dives deeper. Life, as we all know, isn't always smooth sailing. It throws curveballs, presents challenges, and sometimes deals us blows that leave us feeling lost and empty. We face illness, job loss, relationship breakdowns, and the inevitable grief of losing loved ones. Moments when we question everything, asking, what's the point? This book offers a guiding light through those dark times. It's inspired by the powerful concept of logotherapy, which, in essence, believes that our primary drive in life isn't pleasure, but the discovery and pursuit of what we personally find meaningful. I've broken down complex psychological ideas into simple, relatable stories and practical exercises that you can immediately apply to your own lives. A search for meaning will teach you how to identify your unique purpose, even amidst suffering. You'll discover how to take responsibility for your choices and actions, and how to reframe your perspective to find meaning in difficult situations. We'll explore the power of values, the importance of relationships, and the ways in which creativity and service can enrich your life, even when things seem bleak. What will you gain from reading this book? First, you'll develop a stronger sense of self. You'll learn to identify what truly matters to you, what makes you tick, what gives you a reason to get out of bed each morning. Second, you'll cultivate resilience. Life will still have its challenges, but you'll possess the tools and the mindset to bounce back from adversity. Third, you'll discover greater fulfillment. This isn't about chasing fleeting happiness, but about finding deep, lasting satisfaction in living a life aligned with your values. And finally, you'll foster hope. Even in the darkest of times, you'll maintain the belief that tomorrow can be better and that you have the power to shape your own destiny. Get ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery. It's a journey that will challenge you, inspire you, and ultimately, empower you to live a more meaningful and purposeful life, regardless of the circumstances you face. This book is your companion, your guide, and your reminder that even in suffering, meaning can be found. Let's begin. Chapter 1, The Echo in the Void, Meaning's Absence. Have you ever felt like something is missing? Not a physical thing, like your keys, but something deeper. A sense that life, despite all its hustle and bustle, lacks real purpose. That emptiness, that void, is what we call existential emptiness, the feeling that life is meaningless. It whispers to us in different ways. Maybe it's the constant boredom even when surrounded by distractions, the apathy that makes getting out of bed a chore, or the ceaseless pursuit of quick fixes, retail therapy, endless scrolling, anything to numb the feeling that something is just off. Think about it. Imagine someone who's always defined themselves by their career. They poured their heart and soul into being a top performer, climbing the corporate ladder. Then, seemingly overnight, they lose their job. Suddenly, the thing that gave their life structure and validation is gone. The days stretch out, empty and directionless. The question, what am I even doing, echoes in their mind. This is the void speaking. Or consider another scenario, someone who has dedicated years to raising their children. Now, the kids are grown, have their own families, and no longer need the same level of constant care. While logically, this is a positive step, it can leave a parent feeling adrift. The primary purpose that filled the days for so long has shifted, leaving a space where meaning once resided. It's not that they don't love the children anymore, but the void is their previous purpose is gone. These are just glimpses of how meaninglessness can manifest. It's not a personal failing. It's a human experience. But ignoring the echo in the void can have a powerful impact. It steals our motivation, clouds our judgment, and leaves us feeling lost and disconnected. The good news is, acknowledging this emptiness is the first step towards filling it. We can find meaning, and that's what this book is all about. Chapter 2, Logotherapy, a meaning-centered approach. Hello friends, I'm so glad you're continuing this journey with me. Today, we're diving into something truly special, logotherapy. Now, that might sound like a complicated word, but don't worry. It's simply a fancy term for a meaning-centered approach to living. It's a way of thinking about life that puts meaning front and center. Think of it as a roadmap to navigating life's challenges with purpose. At the heart of logotherapy are a few key ideas. The first is the will to meaning. This means that, deep down, every single one of us has a desire, a drive, to find meaning and purpose in our lives. It's like a built-in compass, always pointing us towards something bigger than ourselves. Think about it. Even on tough days, isn't there a little voice inside you that whispers, there has to be more to it than this? That's your will to meaning at work. Next, we have the meaning of life. Now, this isn't some grand, universal answer. It's not written in a book somewhere. The meaning of life is unique to each individual and each situation. It's not something you discover, it's something you create. It's the specific task or purpose only you can fulfill at this moment. It could be raising a child, creating a beautiful piece of art, helping a neighbor in need, or simply being a kind and supportive friend. It's about finding out what your response to life's demands is. Finally, freedom of all, which does not mean that we're free from conditions but that we are free to take a stand toward conditions. In other words, logotherapy emphasizes freedom to rather than freedom from. We have freedom to design ourselves. To illustrate this, imagine a ship sailing across the ocean. The ocean is like life, vast and sometimes unpredictable. If the ship has no rudder, no direction, it's tossed around by the waves. It might drift aimlessly, never reaching its intended destination. But with a rudder, with a clear sense of direction and purpose, the ship can navigate the challenges and reach its goal. The rudder is meaning. Logotherapy is about providing that rudder. It's about helping you discover your own personal meaning and use it to navigate the seas of life. It's about recognizing that even in the face of suffering and hardship, there is always the potential to find meaning and purpose. It gives you the tools to design the self that you wish to be. It's about recognizing the resilient human spirit and its capacity to grow. I know you're all capable of amazing things, and logotherapy can help you unlock that potential. Chapter 3: The Power of Purpose, Discovering Your Why. We all need more than just air to breathe and food to eat. We need a reason to get out of bed each morning, something that sets our soul on fire. That something is your why, your purpose. Think of it like this: imagine sailing a ship. Without a compass, you're just drifting aimlessly, tossed around by the waves. Your purpose is your compass. It points you in a direction, helping you navigate the storms of life. It's the core belief or set of values that explains every action you take. Having a strong why isn't just about feeling good. It's about survival. When life throws punches, and it will, your purpose gives you the resilience to get back up. It's the fuel that keeps you going when everything else is telling you to stop. Let me tell you about a gentleman I met, let's call him David, who completely embodied this. David was working a job he hated, but his wife was undergoing treatment for an illness and he needed to pay for her medical bills. Soon enough his wife passed away. David was completely broken. One day he decided to donate all his wife's art supplies to a center for underprivileged kids. David loved seeing the smiles on the kids' faces. This sparked something within him, the realization that giving back to the community was his true passion. He decided to quit his job and work full-time at such kids' center. His purpose became helping children discover art and expressing themselves. David's experience highlights the point that purpose can be found even in the midst of hardship. It might be something small, something that seems insignificant at first, but it can grow into something that gives your life meaning and direction. You don't need to start a world revolution to find your why. It could be as simple as being a good friend, a supportive neighbor, or a dedicated volunteer. What matters is that it's something that resonates with your values and makes you feel alive. Finding your why is a journey, not a destination. Be open to new experiences, explore your passions, and don't be afraid to change your mind along the way. The most important thing is to keep searching, keep questioning, and keep striving to live a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. Chapter 4: Tragic Optimism, Finding Light in Darkness. Life, my friends, is not a straight path paved with sunshine. It throws curveballs. It presents us with challenges, sometimes incredibly painful ones. This is where tragic optimism comes in. It's not about denying the darkness, it's about finding the light within it. We're often told to be positive, to think happy thoughts. But what happens when that feels impossible? When you're facing something truly difficult, like a chronic illness, simply being positive can feel fake, even insulting. Tragic optimism is different. It acknowledges the tragedy, the hardship, the unfairness of the situation. But it also recognizes our capacity to find meaning and growth, even within that suffering. Let's consider someone diagnosed with a long-term illness. The initial reaction might be despair, anger, or fear. These are valid emotions. Tragic optimism encourages us to accept these feelings, to acknowledge the reality of the situation, rather than suppressing it. But acceptance is only the first step. The next is to ask, what can I control? Perhaps you can't control the illness itself, but you can control your attitude towards it. You can control your diet, your exercise, your sleep. You can control your relationships and the support you seek. You can control how you learn manage pain. By focusing on what you can control, you reclaim a sense of agency, a sense of power in the face of helplessness. This shift in focus is crucial for maintaining optimism. Furthermore, suffering can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth. It can force us to reevaluate our priorities, to deepen our relationships, and to discover strengths we never knew we possessed. Perhaps the person with the chronic illness dedicates their time to supporting others facing similar challenges. They find meaning in helping others find solutions. They find strength in their vulnerability and share it with others. This is tragic optimism in action. It's not about pretending the pain doesn't exist. It's about choosing to live a meaningful life, even because of it. Tragic optimism is a muscle that grows stronger with use. It requires courage, resilience, and a deep belief in the power of the human spirit. Embrace it, and you'll find that even in the darkest of times, a spark of light can always be found. Chapter 5: The 3 Sources of Meaning, Achievements, Experiences, and Attitude. Friends, we've talked about the void, the search, and the importance of purpose. Now, let's get practical. Where do we actually find this meaning we crave? I believe it stems from 3 core sources: achievements, experiences, and attitude. First, achievements. This isn't just about climbing the corporate ladder. It's about contributing something meaningful. Think of the baker who pours love into every loaf, knowing they're nourishing their community. Or the volunteer who tirelessly works at the animal shelter, finding purpose in giving neglected animals a second chance. It's the satisfaction that comes from seeing your efforts make a tangible difference. It's about setting goals, big or small, and striving to reach your full potential, knowing your efforts leave a mark. Second, experiences. This touches upon the heart of human connection. It's the warmth of genuine friendship, the shared laughter with loved ones, the awe of witnessing natural beauty. Imagine a young man volunteering at a senior center, spending his afternoons reading to elderly residents. He forges deep connections, discovering the wisdom woven into their life stories. Each conversation becomes a precious memory, a shared experience that enriches both their lives. It's about truly being present with those we care about, nurturing those relationships, and allowing ourselves to be moved by the world around us. Finally, and perhaps most powerfully, attitude. This is our internal compass, guiding us even when external circumstances are bleak. Life throws curveballs. We all face suffering and loss. But we always have the power to choose how we respond. Think of a teacher who faces prejudice every day but chooses to remain positive, believing in the power of education to change lives. They choose to remain hopeful, defiant in the face of adversity. It's about finding gratitude in the small things. It's about choosing hope over despair. It's about cultivating a spirit of resilience that allows us to learn, grow, and find meaning even in the darkest of times. Your attitude is your superpower. Never underestimate its potential. These 3 sources, achievements, experiences, and attitude, aren't isolated silos. They're interconnected streams flowing into a unified river of meaning. Nurture them all, and you'll find a wellspring of purpose within yourself. Chapter 6: Defiant Power of Spirit, the Freedom to Choose. Friends, have you ever felt trapped? Like a puppet dancing to the tune of unfair circumstances. The truth, the liberating truth, is that even in the darkest dungeons, the human spirit retains a defiant power, the freedom to choose. It's not about denying the reality of pain, hardship, or injustice. Life throws curveballs. It deals cruel blows, sometimes seemingly without reason. But what it can't take away is your ability to decide how you'll react. You choose your attitude. You choose your perspective. You choose what meaning, if any, you will draw from it. Imagine this: a young woman lost her job during the pandemic. She had bills to pay and a family to support. Despair threatened to consume her. She could have easily succumbed to bitterness and hopelessness. But instead, she made a conscious decision. She chose to see it as an opportunity, a chance to learn new skills, explore a different career path, and spend more time with her children while they were learning online. She took online courses, volunteered her writing skills, and ultimately launched a successful freelance writing business. Her circumstances didn't magically change, but her response did, and that response became her new reality. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything's all right when it's not. It's about recognizing that between stimulus and response lies a space. A space where we have the power to choose. In that space, we can choose resentment or acceptance. We can choose anger or compassion. We can choose despair or hope. It is a freedom no one can steal. The defiant power of spirit lies in recognizing this truth. It's not always easy. It requires discipline and courage. But it's always possible. Choose wisely, my friends, for the choices you make define who you become. Chapter 7: Embracing Responsibility, Owning Your Meaning. Friends, have you ever felt like life is just happening to you? Like you're just a leaf blown around by the wind? Well, I'm here to tell you that you are so much more than a leaf. You are the author of your own story. But being the author means taking responsibility. Meaning isn't some magical thing handed down to you. It's not a lottery ticket. It's something you create. It's built from the choices you make, the actions you take, every single day. Think about it this way: a painter doesn't wait for the painting to appear. They pick up the brush. They choose the colors. They decide what to put on the canvas. Your life is your canvas, and you are the painter. Let me share a story, a real one, about a man named Ben. Ben made a bad investment early in his career. He lost almost everything. He could have blamed the market, the advisor, anyone but himself. Many people do just that. But Ben didn't. He took complete responsibility. He owned his mistake. He admitted, I made a poor decision. It wasn't easy. He faced tough times, working long hours to pay off debts. But through it all, he refused to be a victim. He learned from his mistake, researched diligently, and slowly, painstakingly, rebuilt his finances. Years later, he became incredibly successful and helped many people to become successful in their financial journey. All because he embraced the lessons learned and took complete accountability. Ben is one example from thousands of examples that can be drawn up on to emphasize the importance of responsibility in one's life who have successfully achieved heights. Taking responsibility isn't always easy. It means facing your failures, acknowledging your shortcomings. It means accepting that you're not perfect. But it's in that acceptance that you find true power. Because once you own your mistakes, you can learn from them. You can grow. You can create something meaningful from the ashes of your past. So I ask you, what are you waiting for? Stop waiting for someone else to give you meaning. Stop waiting for life to be easy. Pick up your brush, choose your colors. Take responsibility for your life and paint a masterpiece. Your masterpiece. Chapter 8, The Art of Asking the Right Questions, Finding Meaning in Everyday Life. Friends, how often do we rush through our days, heads down, just ticking off tasks? We forget to see the world around us, to truly experience the moments. Meaning isn't some grand prize hidden at the end of a long journey. It's woven into the fabric of our everyday lives, waiting to be discovered. The key isn't to find the perfect situation, but to ask the right questions. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of, what's wrong with this? Try, what's right with this, and how can I build on it? It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. Let's look at practical ways to do this. Examine your values. What truly matters to you? Is it kindness, creativity, honesty? Write them down. Then, ask yourself, how can I live these values today? Perhaps you value helping others. That could mean offering a listening ear to a friend, volunteering for an hour, or simply holding the door open for someone. Identify your strengths. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Maybe you're a great cook, a talented writer, or a natural leader. Now, ask, how can I use these strengths to contribute to something larger than myself? Think about the little things. How can you find joy in the simple moments? Savor that first sip of coffee in the morning. Take a few minutes to appreciate the beauty of nature. Compliment a stranger. These seemingly insignificant acts can fill your day with meaning. A young man, let's call him Alex, felt trapped in his routine office job. He wasn't passionate about the work itself, but he was passionate about connecting with people. So, he started asking, how can I make someone's day better? He started by offering genuine smiles and greetings to his colleagues. He listened attentively when they spoke. He even started organizing small team lunches. Alex transformed his work environment, not by changing his job, but by changing his perspective. He found meaning in those small human connections. The art of asking the right questions is a journey of continuous discovery. It's about being present, curious, and open to the possibilities that exist all around you. Embrace the power of questions, and watch as your everyday life transforms into an extraordinary adventure. Chapter 9, Facing Existential Frustration, When Meaning Feels Elusive. The journey to discover meaning is not always smooth sailing. There will be times, inevitably, when you feel lost, confused, and profoundly disconnected. This feeling, this unease, this sense that something is missing, is what we call existential frustration. It's the nagging voice that whispers, is this all there is? Imagine this: someone works tirelessly, achieves career success, buys a beautiful house, and has all the material possessions they ever desired. Yet, despite all this, they feel a deep sense of emptiness. They look around at their accomplishments and ask, why am I doing all of this? This is existential frustration knocking at the door. It's crucial to acknowledge that existential frustration is a normal human experience. It's not a sign of weakness or failure. It's a signal that your current path, your current priorities, may not be aligned with your deepest values and your authentic self. So, how do we cope when meaning feels so elusive? Self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Understand that searching for meaning is a process, not a destination. Don't beat yourself up for feeling lost or unsure. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend who is struggling. Mindfulness. Practice being present in the moment. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Ground yourself in the present by focusing on your senses, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Mindfulness helps you to appreciate the small joys of life and to detach from the overwhelming feeling of meaninglessness. Seeking support. Talk to someone you trust, a friend, family member, therapist, or mentor. Sharing your feelings can help you to gain perspective and to feel less alone. Sometimes, an outside perspective can provide valuable insights and support as you navigate your existential questioning. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Reevaluate your values. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What do you stand for? Are your current actions aligned with these values? If not, what changes can you make? Embrace the uncertainty. Accept that life is inherently uncertain and that there are no easy answers. Instead of trying to control everything, learn to embrace the unknown and to find joy in the journey itself. Existential frustration is a bump in the road, not a dead end. It's an opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself, to reevaluate your priorities, and to create a life that is truly meaningful to you. Remember, the search for meaning is a lifelong adventure, and even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. Chapter 10, Values in Action, Living a Purpose-Driven Life. We've talked about finding your meaning, your why. Now, it's time to put that meaning into action. It's not enough to just know. You have to do. This is about living a purpose-driven life, where your daily choices reflect your deepest values. Think of your values as your compass, guiding you towards a fulfilling destination. If honesty and fairness are important to you, then every interaction, every decision, should reflect that. If you value creativity, make time for it, even if it's just a few minutes a day. How do we translate values into action? It starts with clear goals. But not just any goals. Goals that are aligned with your values. Let's say you've identified that you value helping others. Don't just say, I want to help. Instead, create a specific, achievable goal. Maybe it's volunteer at the local food bank for 2 hours every week. That's concrete, measurable, and directly tied to your value. Next, focus on building habits that support your goals. Habits are the engine that drives consistent action. Start small, really small. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire routine at once, pick one small habit that will move you closer to your goal. For example, if your goal is to be more proactive in your community, your micro-habit could be, research one local organization a day for 5 minutes. The key is consistency. Even small actions, repeated consistently, create powerful momentum. Remember, living a purpose-driven life isn't about grand gestures or perfect execution. It's about making conscious choices, day after day, that align with what truly matters to you. It's about turning your values into action and creating a life that feels deeply meaningful. It's about living with intention. Chapter 11, From Suffering to Strength, The Transforming Power of Meaning. Life, as we know it, isn't always a smooth journey. We face setbacks, heartaches, and times that just seem plain unfair. It's during these periods of suffering that many of us question everything, searching for answers in a seemingly meaningless world. But what if I told you that even in the deepest darkness, there lies a potential for incredible strength? This chapter is all about that potential, the ability to transform suffering into strength by discovering meaning within it. It's about a concept called post-traumatic growth, which suggests that we can not just bounce back from hardship but actually emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Think about a friend named Alex, who lost the job unexpectedly after dedicating many years to the same company. Initially, Alex was devastated. The anger, sadness, and feeling of hopelessness was overwhelming. But then, a shift occurred. Alex started volunteering at a local homeless shelter, using their skills to help others find employment. They discovered a purpose in giving back, in using their experience to make a difference in the lives of those less fortunate. Alex didn't just recover from the job loss. They grew from it. The suffering became a catalyst for a new direction, a new purpose, and a new sense of self. This is the transforming power of meaning in action. The pain was undeniable, but the meaning Alex found within it allowed him to navigate the experience feeling empowered. Many people feel that difficult experiences breaks them, but it's during these times that we learn the importance of resilience and self-belief. Suffering, while never desirable, can be a powerful teacher, revealing inner strengths and new perspectives that we never knew we possessed. It's about finding meaning not in spite of the suffering, but because of it. This is where the real strength lies. Chapter 12, Overcoming Neurotic Tendencies Through Meaning. Many times, when we feel anxious or trapped in our own heads, it's because we're missing something vital, meaning. Think of it like a plant without sunlight. It might still be alive, but it won't truly flourish. That emptiness, that lack of purpose, can manifest as anxiety, depression, or even phobias. Logotherapy, which is all about finding meaning, offers a powerful way to address these neurotic tendencies. It suggests that instead of solely focusing on fixing what's wrong with us, we shift our attention to discovering what's right, our potential for meaning. Imagine someone struggling with social anxiety. Instead of just avoiding social situations, what if they focused on a value they truly held dear, like helping others? They could volunteer at a local charity. The act of serving others, connecting with their values, would then give a sense of purpose that drowns out the anxiety. The anxiety itself doesn't disappear overnight, but its power diminishes because it is being replaced by the satisfaction of living a purpose-driven life. Similarly, depression can often stem from a perceived lack of control and meaning. By consciously choosing to focus on what can be controlled, our attitude, our reactions, our efforts, and finding meaning in small acts of kindness, creativity, or even simply appreciating the beauty around us, we can begin to break free from the grip of despair. Logotherapy doesn't offer quick fixes. It's about cultivating a mindset, a way of life, that prioritizes meaning. It is about making a continuous effort, a conscious choice to search meaningful goals and achieve them. By focusing on these goals, our anxiety and depression slowly fades away and we start feeling emotionally stable and fulfilled. We've talked about finding your own meaning, digging deep within yourself to unearth what truly matters. But meaning isn't a solitary island. It's a vibrant flame, and like any flame, it's meant to be shared, to ignite others. This is the ripple effect. Think of a time when someone's words or actions genuinely inspired you. Maybe a teacher saw potential you didn't know you had. Perhaps a friend offered unwavering support during a tough time. Those moments, those small acts of kindness and belief, are all ripples spreading outwards, changing lives in ways we may never fully understand. Threading meaning isn't about preaching or lecturing. It's about living your purpose authentically and being a beacon for others. It's about showing, not just telling. When you are passionate about your work or your volunteer activities, other people will see that and get inspired. Imagine a fellow named Alex. He was unemployed for several months. He felt lost and directionless. But he turned to volunteering at a local soup kitchen. At first, it was just a way to fill his time. But then, he became dedicated to helping others. He became more passionate about it. He started sharing stories of the people he met, their struggles, and their resilience, and he showed that he really wanted to help them. He was able to motivate other people too. Here are some ways you can create your own ripple effect. Remember, even small acts of kindness and support can create ripples that extend far beyond what you can see. By sharing your meaning and purpose with others, you not only enrich their lives but also deepen your own. The world becomes a brighter, more meaningful place when we lift each other up. Hello everyone, I am delighted to share a chapter dedicated to one of the most vital aspects of a fulfilling existence, meaningful relationships. Chapter 14, Meaning in Relationships, Connecting with Purpose. Relationships are the cornerstone of a happy and meaningful life. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our existence, providing support, love, and a sense of belonging. Without meaningful connections, we risk feeling isolated and lost, even amidst success and comfort. A healthy relationship isn't just about shared interests or mutual attraction, it's about connection on a deeper level. It involves vulnerability, empathy, and a commitment to each other's growth. When we connect with others purposefully, our lives gain richness and our sense of self expands. So, how can you cultivate these meaningful connections? Firstly, practice active listening. Put away your phone, make eye contact, and truly listen to what the person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally. Try to understand their perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Don't interrupt or formulate your response while they're speaking. Secondly, show genuine interest. Ask questions to demonstrate that you care about their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Remember details and follow up on things they've shared with you. Thirdly, be vulnerable. Meaningful connections require opening yourself up to others. Share your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences, even when it's difficult. Vulnerability creates a space for trust and intimacy. Fourthly, offer support. Be there for your loved ones during both good times and bad. Offer a helping hand, a listening ear, or simply your presence. Let them know that they are not alone. Fifthly, practice forgiveness. Relationships are bound to have disagreements and misunderstandings. Learn to forgive each other and move forward. Holding on to resentment will only damage your connections. Let's imagine a scenario. Consider a person, let's call her Rachel, who felt increasingly disconnected from her family. She realized that she was so focused on her work that she had neglected her relationships with her spouse and children. She decided to make a conscious effort to be more present. She started by putting away her phone during mealtimes and actively listening to her family's stories. She began to ask her children about the day and show genuine interest in their hobbies. Over time, Rachel noticed a significant improvement in her family dynamics. Her children felt more comfortable sharing their feelings, and her spouse felt more appreciated. By prioritizing meaningful connections, Rachel transformed her family life and found a greater sense of purpose. Remember, building meaningful relationships takes time, effort, and commitment, but the rewards are immeasurable. By fostering deeper connections with family, friends, and partners, you'll not only enhance your own happiness but also create a ripple effect of positivity in the lives of those around you. And that is a truly meaningful way to live. Chapter 15, Living a Meaningful Legacy, Leaving Your Mark. What mark will you leave on this world? It's a question we often avoid, isn't it? We're so busy with the daily grind, chasing deadlines and dealing with the immediate, that the bigger picture fades. But understanding your legacy, the impact you want to have, is crucial to living a truly meaningful life. A meaningful legacy isn't about wealth or fame. It's about the positive change you bring to the lives of others, directly or indirectly. It's about living in alignment with your values and ensuring those values endure. Consider this: a teacher, let's call her Elena, may never be a household name, but she dedicates her life to nurturing young minds, instilling in them a love of learning and a strong moral compass. Decades later, her former students become doctors, artists, and entrepreneurs, all contributing to society in diverse and meaningful ways. Elena's legacy isn't etched in stone, but it's woven into the fabric of her community, a testament to her dedication and the positive influence she had on countless lives. Think about your own values. What do you stand for? Integrity, kindness, innovation. Your legacy will be a reflection of how faithfully you live those values. Strive to act with integrity in every interaction, to be a source of kindness in a world that often feels harsh. Moreover, a lasting legacy often involves contributing to something bigger than yourself. Perhaps it's volunteering your time to a cause you believe in, mentoring young people, or creating something that benefits future generations. By aligning your actions with a purpose that extends beyond your own needs and desires, you ensure that your life leaves a positive and enduring mark on the world. Don't wait until your later years to start thinking about your legacy. Start today. Every action, every decision, is an opportunity to shape the legacy you leave behind. Live intentionally, live with purpose, and create a legacy that you can be proud of. Your mark matters. Make it a good one.